And so begins another night in this piss-soaked shithole. Honestly, on nights like these, I really am starting to consider sucking up to LaCroix just a little bit more so that he gives me something better. It's not going to matter in the end. When I get powerful enough and when I get enough of a leverage, I'm going to, well, at the very least, stop doing his fucking bidding, and at most, I would probably enjoy disemboweling him or something else creative like that. But it'll be still some time, probably, before I can muster the necessary power. To be honest, as much as I hate to admit it, for now, whenever I speak with him, I feel this air of power and confidence he seems to exude, and my mind seems not fully my own when I'm talking with him. And I wonder, maybe because of the power discrepancy, he can actually do to me what I can do to humans, right? So when I look at him, he just like thinks things he wants me to say or do, and I just do them and don't think about it, which is a horrible thought to behold, but oh well. At the very least, I remembered I picked up this nice suit from the fat black man downtown, but now that I look at this fucking shithole, there isn't even a mirror in here, so I guess I'll just have to take it on faith that it looks better than what I wore before. It feels comfortable enough, and I imagine I look borderline presentable with it, so I think I stick with it for now. Now, I do have plenty of things to do, but before I leave, let me check. Oh, one new message. Well, atonement. Is it this weird-ass riddle guy again? Oh, no. We know that you botched our job downtown. Know where you live, blah blah blah. Body would be rotting in the gutter. If you're interested, find his accountant. Works next to the same garage. Oh, so that's the guys from downtown. I was pretty sure I slaughtered every last one of those. So they probably had some kind of surveillance there. And apparently they want me to atone by killing some random guy. Not that you have to convince me too much to do that, especially nowadays, or now in nights, as it were. To be honest, I might do it just because. Like, worst case scenario, it's a trap, which means whoever sets the trap is going to die, because that's how those things are going to work from now on. And best case scenario, maybe they are so scared by my performance down there that they are actually going to pay me to do some things for them. And I wouldn't say no to that. So I guess I'll consider that. Whichever way it goes, it's sure to benefit me in the end. But before I do that, there's still a couple of things. Well, actually there's one thing. I'm still kind of perturbed by the existence of this poster. I sure as hell don't remember putting it up. She was one crazy bitch, and I would rather not be reminded of her existence, so it all reeks of some kind of crazy prank, which I'm definitely not comfortable or okay with the thought of somebody else, going into my flat when I'm not here and messing around with my personal space. Or maybe I've gone crazy and I just don't remember doing that, which would probably be even weirder. But I do need to investigate the ghost ship for LaCroix. Elizabeth Dane, was it? Would be nice if I managed to feed before that, but this district is notoriously difficult to find a decent looking chick in a dark alley inn, so I guess I'm going to have to pass. Yeah, this is too much in the open. Although, maybe if she goes all the way into the parking garage? No, that's too close. I'll have to do something about that later. For now, let me go back onto the beach. There's supposedly a boat waiting for me there. That would take me to the ship. Oh, that's Mercurio, isn't it? You look better.
Hey, what can I say? You preserved my ass. I truly appreciate you not saying anything, and I want you to know I take care of those who do me favors. So from now on, you need equipment, info, you come see me at my apartment. Don't hesitate.
Yeah, you look like you're feeling better.
I tell you, that blood you guys got's an amazing thing. Helped close up a few wounds. This back alley patch fixed up the rest. I needed that beating. Good reminder not to overestimate my ability. Last time it's gonna happen.
Well, I might actually need some equipment for this little trip, so show me what you've got. Oh, just some random shit for now. Well, I guess I can sell you a bunch of stuff I don't need. How about... Yeah, how about some info?
Concerning?
Could you get me some better weapons, perhaps?
Specifically?
A combat shotgun would be pretty useful, considering the types of foes I face nowadays.
What you want is a Spaz 15. I got a connection for those, but I haven't seen him in a while. I think he's in Mexico. As soon as he gets back, I'll have a few of them. Putting together a dragon's breath, too. Sawed off. Spits WP rounds. Few nights' work.
Sure, I'll come back when you've got this one. I don't really have time to talk. Nor the will, to be honest, but as much as I find him pathetic, he might be useful in the end. It's already easy to see how grateful he is, and it's always good to have some contacts, you know, with information and weapons and whatever, and he owes me a big one, so... Well, I guess this is the ship. Let's go then. Yeah, Elizabeth Dane. Now, as much as I hate to admit that, and I hate, you know, doing his bidding in exact way even more, but I'm afraid LaCroix might be right on this one. I can't really afford slaughtering a ship full of cops. It's not that I couldn't, because I very much could. It's that when cops die, people usually start asking questions. You know, other cops first, but then perhaps also the hunters. And I've had some experiences with those before, and it wasn't pretty. I'd rather not repeat that, unless you know, at least until I get like exponentially more powerful. At some point, I imagine I'm not going to care anymore, but for now I have to play it a little bit smart, as annoying as that might be. So I'd better not attract their attention. Although this one is all out in the open like that, so maybe I can like dominate him into telling me what I need to know, you know, because I need to get the police report, among other things, which would probably be difficult to get otherwise. So maybe if I just...
Yo, Pally, over here.
Psst. Come here.
Huh. He seems to have been expecting me even.
Pally, over
So
here.
maybe he's like a crooked cop paid off by LaCroix or something.
Yo,
I guess I'll slip into the
here.
role. Yeah?
Ah, for Christ's sakes. Tell Jacobson if he plans on making editor-in-chief, he's got to start working with me. I can't keep getting him these scoops if he's gonna send high school journalists who don't know enough to wear something that would blend in.
What my editor tells me is between him and me.
Jeez. What kind of Woodstein? Don't think to at least show dressed up like an investigator, a Coast Guard guy, something. Didn't you ever see Fletch? What, are they just handing out those diplomas nowadays?
Listen, let's just do this one before one of us has to take a swim. The water is pretty cold around those parts, I've heard.
Take it easy, Flash. This is still a badge you're talking to.
Well, let's get down to business then.
Alright, look. I got you a copy of the initial report, and I can get you into the cabin, but you gotta make yourself real scarce after that. Anybody catches you, I don't know you. And no goddamn flash photography brainchild.
So, where do I go?
Hold up a sec. Hines to Marsh. Hines to Marsh. Marsh, they need you up in the bridge. Over. There. The security room will be clear.
Got
Head
it.
down the stairs behind you and stay low. When you get down there, wait for me to call off the guy guarding gangway A. As soon as he leaves, get your ass moving, and don't let him see you. I'll give you a couple of minutes, but don't dilly-dally. In and out, okay? Don't forget to stay out of sight. If anyone sees you, you're on your own. Take the stairs up to the security room. There'll be a computer in there. The password is Lighthouse. Lighthouse. All one word. You getting all this?
Yep, got it all.
Now get a move on. And don't forget to tell Jacobson I get double my usual fee for this one.
Okay. Huh. So I guess he thinks I'm some kind of undercover reporter, which still doesn't rule out...
Anderson. Hines to Anderson. Come in, Anderson. Come check this out. I just saw a baleen whale. Yeah?
Which still doesn't rule out LaCroix's involvement. After all, he could very well have set it up in such a way that they do think I'm just an undercover reporter. You know, he couldn't have told them I'm a fucking vampire after all. Okay, there is the computer he mentioned. Well, let's look at the reports. Nothing interesting. What? Status. Yeah, if I enable the cameras, maybe I can get a better look at the sarcophagus from afar. So... It was Lighthouse. Huh, it's weird that apparently vampires still sneeze. But oh well. Okay, unlock doors, that could be useful as well. What about the log? Huh, is the password the same? Maybe I can get through it on my own. Not really. Well, I guess I'm not reading those then. Let me cycle through the cameras. Ah, here is the sarcophagus. It seems to be opened? At least partially. And there is blood all around it, so maybe there was somebody inside after all. Well, obviously there must have been at the very least a corpse, but I meant something that moves. Is that a handprint? Well, I guess that's it from here, because I can't really crack the log subdirectory. So hopefully there's no crucial information there. There is also the records room nearby, where I should probably find the manifesto for the ship. Yeah. Okay, I think that's actually everything, which went a lot smoother than I anticipated it would. So now I just need to avoid the cops on my way back. Okay, this one has returned to his post, which complicates matters just a little bit. Where would that go? So there was an easier way to go through the entire time, because what the is that oil, or from the distance it almost looked like blood. Well, I guess my work here is done. That was pretty smooth, all things considered. So now I still have her stuff, and nobody wants to buy it because it's worthless. So maybe she's going to pay me for it, or I don't know, at least give me a finder's fee, because I have her purse and some personal stuff, like a photo she took at this very beach and stuff. There's no point in me carrying this stuff, and as I said, it's essentially worthless to everyone else. I tried to pawn it at the pawn shop, but they wouldn't have it, so might as well give it back to her. Hey, you.
You might have saved me, but I can't look at you. To think anyone could be so compassionate, so heartless.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not the one that tore out that guy's throat with my teeth. I just wanted to return your stuff, but I guess you don't really care. Whatever. No hard feelings. Well, on my part, at the very least. She very clearly has some pretty hard feelings. I think I'll pay Vandal a visit at the blood bank. Because, first of all, I'm getting hungry again. And second, it probably won't hurt to have something more. And there is this empty one still lying here, taunting me. You'd think they would clean it up after a while. But apparently they don't care. Evening.
Boy, you're quite the glutton. This city's veins are starting to dry up.
Shut up and let me see the stuff. I'll buy one and then drink one. Yeah, that seems reasonable enough. Now, I guess I'm back to downtown. There's plenty of stuff to do there. And that's even discounting reporting back to LaCroix, which I'm not particularly keen of, but I'll have to do that at some point.
Hop in.
Yeah, just drive downtown. Wait. Isn't that the girl I fed my blood? I totally forgot about her with everything that was happening. Did she find this place because she was looking for me? After all, vampire blood fed to humans is supposed to be like addictive, right? Is she like my vampire slave now? Is that what's happening here?
Hey, I know this might seem creepy and all, but please don't blow me off, okay? Someone told me I could find you here. I mean, I've been looking all over for you since that night. Because I just wanted to... I'm in your debt. I want to help you. I owe you my life, and I feel like I need to repay you. I almost forgot. I'm Heather. Heather Poe. I'm not weirding you out or anything, am I?
Oh, not at all. I actually knew that you would return.
I can be. I know I can. I'll do everything I can for you. Look, here. I got you this. I thought you might be able to use it. I can be useful to you. I'd do anything. Just tell me you'll let me help you. Let me stay with you. Make me feel this way.
Of course, I could accommodate that. You can stay with me if you want.
Really? I promise you won't regret it. Promise. I'll get you money, I'll get you things, everything. I want to be important to you.
Well, wait for me at my place. I can't really have you following me around. It's often rather dangerous.
I know where you live. I checked there first.
Okay, that's...
I'll wait for you at your place. And when you do come back, I'll take care of whatever you want. I'd do anything for you.
Well, you do that and clean up the place a little, would you? It's a bit of a dump hole. Huh. Well, that is amusing, although the fact that she mentioned she knows where I live, even before I told her, makes me think that maybe it was she that put up the fucking poster? Maybe she thought I'd appreciate that or something. Huh. But I definitely could use what were they called? The slaves? Ghouls? Or whatever. At the very least I can drink her blood, which in itself is mightily useful. Well, I guess she'll be waiting for me, so there's at least one thing to look forward to when I get back to that shithole. But now, before I report back to LaCroix, there's a bunch of things to do, to be honest. Like, first of all, let me check some of the alleys. Okay, might pick that up to sell later. Not exactly what I mostly care for. I wanted to check the fucking mystical sun or whatever. The this one, because it very much looks like something out of that weird ass gay little riddle they left on my desk. So anyone? Good evening. Anyone here? Anyone? It's locked. Hello? Anyone in here? Wow, that's a substantial library. I don't really recognize any of those books. Some of them seem to be in Latin, Greek and whatever, and they all have weird-ass titles about magic and whatever. Huh. Well, I better not snoop around too much until I learn with who am I dealing here, cause he might not, well, he, she, they might not appreciate my lack of... where would I... Whoa! What the hell? What the hell just happened? This fucking turn just straight up disappeared. There was a way to go through here, and now there isn't. What the hell is happening here? What the hell? Wait, I'm going in a circle. Like this literally turns around this corner. It's impossible. Fuck. Is it like a mage's tower or something? Is that what I happened upon? Because it very much seems like some kind of a magical protection system, you know? They're trying to funnel me into this corridor as opposed to any other. Well, I guess I'll check it out. Anyone there? Evening.
Greetings, neonate. Might I assume you received my invitation? I have been looking forward to meeting you for quite some time.
Yeah, and you are?
Strauss. Maximilian Strauss. I am the regent of this chantry. Welcome.
Regent? What is a regent?
A regent is the leader of a chantry, as well as a teacher to young Tremere apprentices who are studying the mysteries of our clan.
And what's a chantry then? Is like an... Is this a fucking wizard school?
A chantry is a local gathering place for those of the Tremere clan. I live here, as do apprentices from time to time.
Well, I'm new around here. Do you have any news about what's going on around here?
Let me give you some advice, young one. Your survival in kindred society will often depend on your ability to find out yourself what is going on around you. Remember that well.
Well, I appreciate the advice.
As for what is going on here in downtown, the word on everyone's lips, kindred or kind, seems to be epidemic.
What about it?
It seems that disease has been spreading at an alarming rate throughout the downtown population. Considering our particular appetites, the local kindred are more than concerned about these developments.
Yeah, that is a little bit interesting.
Yes, indeed. My opinion is that the local anarchs are responsible for these outbreaks. Their precipitous indulgence of certain passions often leads to such things. Ergo, their need for the watchful eye of the Camarilla.
He seems not to be a fan of the anarchs, so I better not tell him I'm looking into it for them. So, what's your take on the Camarilla?
The Camarilla. It is merely a kindred sect that exists to protect its members from the outside world. There are specific codes of behavior that we abide by in order to ensure the continuance of our species. It is nothing more and nothing less.
Maybe some more questions about the Camarilla?
Surely. What else would you like to know?
So, do you consider all vampires part of the Camarilla?
No. There are many independent clans who are not aligned with the Camarilla, and the Sabbat is another sect of various vampire clans whose beliefs are very different than our own. Unsavory sorts, to say the least. I understand you have already run afoul of them.
I did. Actually, Nines Rodriguez saved my ass a little bit over there.
Ah, yes. The infamous Mr. Rodriguez. I understand you owe him your life twice now. Had he not intervened, the prince would have surely had that hound of his separate your head from your shoulders.
You're probably right, unfortunately.
In any case, it's a shame that Rodriguez cannot see the wisdom of the Camarilla. He would make a powerful ally. As it is, he is a significant thorn in LaCroix's side, which serves my purposes just the same.
Your purposes? Aren't your purposes and the prince's purposes the same?
LaCroix is a prince, neonate, and a Ventru on top of that. Even if he weren't as young and indiscriminate as he's already proven himself to be, But I say too much. Let us just say that he and I have differing ideas on the use of power.
Well, come on, you can trust me. Just between the two of us, what is your true opinion of LaCroix?
Well, without saying too much, I think that Sebastian LaCroix lacks the usual discretion necessary to be a prince. I see in him a lust for power that overshadows his responsibility to the Camarilla.
So you think you could do a better job?
No, young one. I aspire not to such lowly heights. My only interests are those of my clan and the Camarilla.
In that order?
You will do well in this new life, young one. That I can see already.
Well, how about some other questions?
Of course.
Maybe I could look into the epidemic for you.
An interesting proposition. If you succeed in finding the cause of this epidemic and putting an end to it, I will compensate you appropriately for your efforts.
What exactly is in it for me?
I will ponder the nature of your payment while you are gone. Believe me, I will treat you fairly, neonate, and your service to the Camarilla won't be forgotten.
Well, I guess I'll take care of it eventually.
Very well.
So, I guess that concludes our business for now. See you later. Kane again. You seem to be obsessed with him. So, it seems I might be able to play both sides for a little while, solve the problem of the epidemic, and then demand payment from both the Anarchs and him, as long as they don't learn I've been doing that. Now, Funnily enough, I've become embroiled in this whole epidemic carrying business myself. What with the CDC guy ordering me... Okay, I think I'm lost. Fuck. Okay, so it's very clearly not here, because this transports me back to here, which is crazy, but also kind of impressive. So maybe... Huh, that's a little bit of a maze. But, funnily enough, one of the CDC guys has told me to straight up drop some samples into the sewers at Hollywood so that he can get transferred, which I guess at first might be a little counterproductive to the whole business of covering up the epidemic, but then if he's with CDC himself, then obviously he won't, like, that new outbreak will not cause his suspicions, because it was him that ordered it to be done in the first place. So it will actually kind of serve the interest of all of us in a roundabout way, and if I can get paid for that, then all the better for me. And here she is again. I would actually enjoy a snack, so... Evening.
You are insatiable. Still, I can't thank you enough. Come here and collect your reward, hero.
Well... she doesn't taste half bad for a whore. Now, the anarchs have asked me to talk with the homeless bums around here and ask them about the epidemic, so I guess I'll do that. Although, just the stench of them makes me retch, especially when I remember that fucking Jack has told me to drink from back, after the whole theater debacle at the start of all of that. Okay, let me just hold my breath, as it were. If I still had breath, I would probably hold it. Evening.
What? Get away from me! Leave me alone!
I need some information about the sickness that's been troubling the homeless.
Oh, you do? Well, I don't believe you. You're after my aluminum cans, aren't you? Well, you're not gonna get them. Just get away!
Look into my eyes and tell me what you know.
Ah, okay. All I know is that old Tin Can Bill, he's been jabbering about some kind of monster that took him somewhere and got him sick. And that's all I know, okay? And that's all I'm saying.
Where would I find this Tin Can Bill?
Well, you can usually find him down in his alleyway, just across from that bar over there.
Well, thanks. Man, do I love the power of the blood. So, a monster. Would that be a Nosferatu? So obviously most of us look human enough. Are you Tin Can Bill?
Who's there, huh? Old Bill can't see too good these days. Is that you, Fred? I ain't got no booze tonight, so you may as well get the hell out of here.
I don't need your booze, old man. Just tell me what you know about the epidemic.
Yeah, I might be able to. But I'm awful thirsty tonight, mister. Could you spare $5 for a man who's been down on his luck?
Oh, sure. I'll give some to you right after we talk.
Thank you much. go pick up some hooch. For medicinal purposes, you know. Now, I know you ain't going to believe old Bill, because I've been telling my friends and the cops and everyone since it happened. And people just say that it's the hooch talking and nothing more.
Well, with the way you smell, I'm not surprised they think that.
It was a monster, you see. Monster with his face all twisted and ugly, teeth longer than your finger, and these eyes piss yellow and full of hate. I've never seen eyes like that before. Still giving me bad dreams.
Whatever, I don't really care. Just tell me where the so-called monster came from.
Came up through the sewers, he did. Just around the corner there. Don't want to go back to the bad place, friend. Don't let the monster come back and take me there.
Are you literally having a heart attack right now? That's kind of hilarious. Well, one less worthless, pathetic drunk in the world. But where would the sewer entrance be? Over here. I'm not particularly keen on the idea of wading through the sewers, but then there might be a decent fight at the end of all that. Not to mention, I can get probably a hefty reward for solving this little problem, and then playing both what was his name? Strauss and the Anarchs to maximize my gain. Well, let's do it. So where to exactly? Well, this seems to be locked, so presumably it's important. Okay, this place looks ominous enough to be... yeah. Very clearly a lair of a psychopath. So, let me get my shotgun out and reload. Because whoever the plaguebearer is probably not going to be too talkative, right? And I must say, he has an interesting sense of internal decor, at the very least. Like, is this guy like crucified or something? Oh, there's a fucking pile of bodies. He has been busy. You have to give him that. He looks kind of like this fat cop that works at LaCroix's counter. Actually, maybe that's him. That would be kind of hilarious. You know, it's almost... What was his name? Chunk? It's almost like, you know, having pork for dinner. Whoa.
Down here, did you? Following the smell of entrails and rotting flesh. Looking for a free meal, little bloodsucker. There's meat galore in my kingdom.
Well, I kind of like what you've done with the place. What exactly is going on down here?
The doors have been opened, the seals broken, and the final steps into the abyss. The terrible mysteries of the ninth circle.
Ninth circle? What is that? You've got a name or something? Something more you could tell me about your whole organization there?
Brother Canker, they called me. High Lord in the diseased halls of the dead. Look around you. The blood. The bloated bodies. The maggot-riddled mortal shells. These are the signs. The coming of a new age.
New age? Well, why exactly are you feeding on those homeless bums? It's pretty disgusting, let me tell you that. I've tried once.
They are the weak, sick, hopeless. I bring them a new purpose. They are the vessels of darkness, carrying the diseased truth in their veins.
Darkness, huh? Well, I guess I could get behind that if you told me something more about what your overarching plan is.
The Brotherhood of the Ninth Circle. The darkest dawn is almost upon us. Come, join us in these last nights, spreading our disease upon the earth, sharing this unholy communion with our human herd.
Well, so would you introduce me to the higher-ups or something?
Come, join the disciples who have gathered here, floating in their own putrescence. I will show you the mysteries of our brotherhood as I feed on your flesh.
Well, with an attitude like that, you'd be hard-pressed to gain new members. Oh well, it is your funeral after all. Bring it on. He hits like a truck, I have to give him that. But then, I guess so do I. Fuck. That was closer than I would have liked. To be honest, I feel like their whole plan is kind of backwards. Like, you know, I'm probably one of the more open-minded people when it happens, you know, concerning things like spreading pestilence across the earth or whatever, just because I don't particularly care one way or the other. If they have given me a good enough offer, then I might have even considered, you know, joining up for real. As it were, I was just trying to learn more about the leadership to track them down. But then he straight up attacked me anyway, so what was the point in that? Would that open? Not really. The problem is, I'm really hungry. Fuck. I can't risk draining another one dry in the streets like that. That tends to attract the attention of a kind I do not necessarily want. But I'm sure as hell not going to feed on fucking rats. Like, the bomb was disgusting enough. Can I make that jump? I guess if not, then I don't think I can drown anymore, so it will eventually lead me somewhere to like a water processing plant or something. Well, Ah, okay. So I'm straight up back where I came from, but I'm starving. I think I'll drink the other bag just because I can't risk to enter a frenzy in the streets. Fuck, but it's getting expensive. Well, cheers. I think I'll go report to LaCroix, and then after that I'll retire for the night. And feed from my new servant. Or maybe you'd be willing for another turn.
You are insatiable. Still, I can't thank you enough. Come here and collect your reward, hero.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel better already. The taste isn't so great, but the convenience, that's what I truly enjoy. You know, the fact that she's just there and willing. I guess I just earned me another one of those, you know, in the shape of my... What are they called again? Ghouls?
Get out of my way, man.
That's kind of weird. But then again, this whole vampire society is very big on weird-ass names. It's almost like they were, you know, playing a theater play or something. And, well, some of them are theatrical enough to fit that description. Evening.
Evening, Chief. You back to see Mr. LaCroix again?
Yes.
Yeah, he told me to send you up as soon as you came in. Lots of people here to see Mr. LaCroix. Nice guy. He seems a little different, though. I wonder if he's... that's his business.
Yeah, whatever. Just bring down the elevator. Well, so I guess that fat guy in the sewers wasn't him after all. That's a little bit disappointing.
I've said all I
And what is that?
For now.
That's Strauss. The Tremere Regent or whatever? Seems I happened across some kind of a gathering here. Evening.
I don't have time for a monologue. Give me the bullet points of what you saw.
Well, everyone on board was slaughtered, and by that I mean the crew, because obviously the cops were still there. But from the crew, it seems there weren't any survivors.
And the Ankaran sarcophagus. What did you see?
There was blood all over it, and there were like handprints on it. It might have been opened.
Opened? Let's not jump to conclusions. Give me the manifest in your notes. I'll sort this mess later. You might have noticed when you came in the parade of malingering mollycoddles filing out.
Yeah, what was that all about?
Those were the primogen, this city's clan elders. A worrisome bunch devoted first and foremost to the security of their own skin. Which is why they were here. It seems Alistair Grout, the Malkavian primogen, has either forgotten how to answer his phone, or is missing. Each minor problem like a grain of sand. Each night I inherit the desert. The Sabbat's appearance has put the primogen on edge. Grout's mansion is in the Hollywood Hills. I need you to pry Grout out of whatever crack he's crawled into and have him contact us.
Is that all?
Yes, for the moment. You know, Your demeanor thus far bears similar characteristics to those that rise to the top of this organization. Stay that course.
Well, thank you, I guess. Now, about Grout.
Yes, about Grout. As I said, Grout is the Malkavian primogen. His behavior and home are eccentric, to say the least. He's developed a paranoid bent lately, so you may have to check under every bed in the place for him.
Actually, before I go, could you answer a few of my questions?
I suppose I can spare a few seconds.
I'd like to ask about some people.
Yes?
Do tell me a little bit about yourself.
It's common knowledge. I was born in Calais, France, over 200 years ago. When I graduated from the Royal Military Academy, I joined Napoleon's army. It was shortly after Waterloo, when I was embraced by a Belgian noble. From that time onward, I counted some of the greatest kindred in Europe as my mentors, and worked towards establishing a Camarilla presence in new territories. In 1930, I came to the Americas and staked power in New York. Soon after, I headed west to claim domain.
And you're of Clan Ventru, right?
We share the same blood, you and I. Without the Ventru, the organization of the Camarilla would have dissipated long ago, and the other clans would have turned to each other's throats over petty land grabs. That is the burden we must bear.
How about someone else?
Yes?
What can you tell me about your enforcer here? The big guy.
He's my sheriff. When there is a problem that words are wasted on, I send him. The less one sees of him, the better.
I see. Well, that's all the questions I have for now. Goodbye. I wanted to ask about him in particular, just because it's always good to know more about your enemy. It's interesting how he seems to be French, and yet he speaks with not a trace of French accent. In fact, I'm pretty sure his accent is supposed to be British, right? So, not sure what is it about that. Is he lying or... Well, not that it matters that much. I guess what matters is that he's over 200 years old, which compared to my a couple days or weeks, haven't been counting, might be a bit of a problem in the future. But then he does not seem to be particularly liked. Like, for example, what was his name? Strauss, the Tremere, seems to be having a pretty low opinion of him, and there seems to be some, court intrigue going on with those. So I might be able to use that to my advantage at some point. But for now...
Going somewhere?
Yeah. Santa Monica. Evening. So, what else can you give me?
I'm so glad you're back. I've been waiting here just like you asked. Your place is, nice.
Sure it is. I didn't exactly decorate it.
Is there something I can do for you? Anything. Just ask.
Well, I could use some of your blood.
I've never done that before, but for you, if you want, I guess I could try it. Is this like a sex thing?
Well, kind of, but not really. You see, in truth, I guess you're going to have to accept that at some point or the other. I am a vampire, and you're my servant now, bound to me by the power of my blood.
What? You're joking, right? That's like slang for something like catcher or some fetish term, right? Not like a blah blah vampire, right?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm exactly blah, but apart from that, I'm afraid a term for you is a ghoul, and you're my servant now.
No, there's no such thing. This isn't funny anymore.
Well, do you want me to leave? Do you want to be without me forever?
No, please don't leave. I don't care what you are. Just don't leave me.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. Now, show me some appreciation there.
What can I do to show my appreciation?
As I said, share your blood with me. Oh yeah. She on the other hand. Yeah. I love it. And it's even sweeter because of all the power. Like, there is literally nothing she can do to stop me because she loves me. She loves me because I am everything for her, and that makes it all the sweeter. Like, there is literally nothing that can compare to that. You know, the feeling of absolute power over another person. The feeling that I could do everything, and she would probably still die for me. Like, I wonder, can I do it to more people? Is there a limit? Can I have like an army of ghouls? Well, I guess that would be problematic in its own right, because I do need to feed them a little bit of my own blood. But still, might be worth it. Just for the feeling. Well, I guess I'll watch some TV before retiring for the night. Man, that really put me in good mood.
Covered family of sea creatures. A massive explosion rocks Santa Monica tonight, sending several fireballs into the sky and prompting a
Look at that, that's me again.
Where the explosions took place. Early reports suggest that the warehouse destroyed in the explosion was being used in a weapons smuggling operation, and that the source of the detonation possibly came from a military-grade explosive being stored at the site. Authorities say it is still too early to speculate on whether there is some terrorist connection to these events, though they have not ruled out the possibility.
I feel like I'm literally the most important person in this fucking city. Whatever happens, whatever I do, ends up on the news, one way or the other.
Any trace of its operator or passengers. Cambodian officials have dispatched several military units into the area to search through the surrounding jungle, amidst concerns that it is related to one of a number of Southeastern Asian terrorist organizations based in the region. 3 American citizens are among the missing. Several dead at a beach house in Santa Monica tonight. Police suspect
Well,
slain.
that's a rerun again. But you can use the bed if you want. Shit-stained as it is. I'm going to stay in the bathroom. And to be honest, after that feast, I'm not even feeling as bad about it. I will eventually earn something better. Well, earn or just claim, regardless of if someone is offering willingly or not. That's usually how it works out in the end. But for now, I guess that's it for the night.